Hello everyone, let us discuss about aphorism 58 and 59. In these aphorisms, Hahnemann is talking to us how antipathic method of treatment is working over here. According to Hahnemann, antipathic method of treatment is a faulty symptomatic treatment. When a patient comes and he gives you 10 symptoms, you are not considering here totality of symptoms. For each symptom, you are prescribing one medicine. It is treated in a one-sided manner to a single symptom. So a small part of the whole is considered, whole is not considered. When totality is not considered, when holism is not considered, you won't get the desired effect, especially when you are treating chronic case. Okay, we know acute diseases are self-limiting, either recovery or death takes place in this. But when you want to treat chronic diseases, always aggravation of whole disease takes place. What we saw in previous aphorisms that why the system has survived is because it gives an immediate, instantaneous, flattering relief. But once that relief is over, again person is come back to you with the same symptoms. At this time, he will be suffering with more intensity than what he was suffering earlier. Again, to start with, Hahnemann was practicing 200 years back, or when he has written all these things, then existing system of medicine people, they would give explanation to the patient about this as serious original disease which has come up now for the first time, that is disease is prolonging. So now you are treating chronic disease and you are given an antipathic mode of treatment and patient felt better. After some time, patient will come back again to you and then he will ask like, I am again suffering from same complaints and with more intensity now, so what's wrong with me? Then existing system of medicine people or doctors would tell him that the same disease is very serious and this time the disease is prolonging. So this is how they would give some answer and convince the patients. In footnote, what Hahnemann writes is some of the small practitioners were continuously noticing that it is happening with every chronic, right? It's not only with one or two cases. So those people have written about this. They have mentioned about this in their books. One doctor is Dr. J.S. Schulz. J.S. Chanter, also one physician, who has noticed that whenever a patient is suffering with weakness, they feel that let me take wine and I will feel more strength. It increases my strength. But it does not give the real strength. Hence, the effect of the wine is reduced. This person will feel more weakened. Actually, won't gain anything, but you will lose lot many things. Many of such things have been noticed by Hahnemann. Initially, when you feel very great, subsequently, you lose what you had the strength earlier or what symptoms you had earlier, you are suffering more than that. All such things have been listed out by Hahnemann as primary action. So the initial action of the medicine feels is noted as primary action and then later once the effect of the medicine is weared off is known as secondary action, and he gives lot of examples of such medicines which were used during those days. So let's see those things. See here, he talks about coffee. Coffee, when given initially, fresh feeling it gives, enliven feeling, and then once the effect of the coffee is over, then it causes sleepiness, means the patient feels more sleepy. So the patient comes to you with sleepiness or tiredness, or he's been given coffee to then that makes you feel fresh immediately, and once the effect of the coffee is over, he feels more tired, more sleepy. The same case now see here with opium. When a patient comes to you with insomnia, you are giving opium to him, it produces sleepiness. But once the effect of the opium is over, then patient is going to suffer from sleeplessness. Entirely opposite action. Patient comes to us with constipation, we give opium. Then patient feels much better of his constipation. But in later days, his constipation increases still more. Opium is usually given as a painkiller to stop the pains of the person. Once the action of that medicine is been over, then patient will suffer from intolerable pain. If there is some irritation in the trachea, people give this medicine to suppress the irritation. But once the action of the opium is weared off, then irritation of the trachea, fever, everything increases. Okay, when cantharis is given to a patient whosoever have come with the retention of urine or urinary complaints, then it stimulates the urinary passages. See here, and it causes urinary evacuation. Once the action of the cantharis is over, then it produces weakness of bladder, retention of urine. Purgatives, if a patient has come to you with constipation, they will excite the bowels for frequent evacuation. And once the action of the medicine is over, then they produce the constipation. That means a patient has come to you for relief of the complaints, but we will enhance the complaints once we are treating them from antipathic treatment. Bitter substance stimulates the person in its secondary action causes the sinking of the power. Condiments are given to increase the warmth in the stomach to increase the peristalsis so that again evacuation is proper. But once the action of condiments is over, stomach becomes still more inactive. Exactly like that, whenever warm bath is taken, immediately it produces vital heat in the body, and once you take bath and come out, immediately you start feeling cold, more cold than earlier. And whenever a person is having burn on his hands or something, what is our tendency? We will immediately want to get relieved, so we will go and pour cold water on it. Till you are pouring the cold water on your hand, you feel much better. But once you stop it, after some minutes, you start feeling that burning pain is more than earlier. Means as soon as you are feeling burning sensation, it is more than that, and also you will find that there's a more severe inflammation. And when you go to introduction part of the organon of medicine, Hahnemann gives example of the experienced cook. If there is a burn, they won't go and pour the cold water. They will expose that hand to radiant heat of the same flame so that it reduces very fast. At that particular moment, sure you feel that it is burning more and you feel afraid to do that. But the persons who are experienced with all these things, they definitely know that it is going to not cause much severe inflammation without any harm. It reduces very fast. So there are some medicines called as tenutory medicines, which again we have read in introduction, which increase the secretion of mucus. So these remedies are given to enhance the secretion of mucus where there is a blockage of the nose. But once the action of these remedies is over, then they will increase the blockage of the nose. Electricity and galvanism are given to stimulate the muscular action, and then they cause complete paralysis once the action of them is completed. Venesection is given for removal of congestion of blood to head. So whenever they felt that there is congestion or the rush of blood to head and there's some problem, they removed blood, extra blood from the body. So thinking that that will remove the congestion, but initially person feels very much better as long as you are removing, but the moment you stop it, after some days he'll feel more congestion in his head. Valeriana is a medicine which is given increase the strength in the body, but it causes paralytic weakness both in body and mind. Also might cause unconsciousness once the action is over. Foxglove is the medicine which is known as generator of the pulse rate. So given to the persons whose pulse is feeling weak, but once the action of that remedy is over, it reduces pulse rate and even it might cause death sometimes. Then practicing people, if they are so busy or they're so casual that they never thought or never observed that something is happening, something opposite is happening. So there is some primary action and there is exactly opposite to it is happening after some time, like a secondary action which Hahnemann calls it as. And you're very happy about those results which they obtained immediately. Once you prescribe the allopathic medicine or antibiotic medicine, immediately it acts as a very beneficial manner, but it will be palliative action. This is always the primary action of the remedy. After that, secondary action definitely follows. Action is over, then it makes the disease more aggravated and something worse is affected. Old school physicians were never interested in learning what is happening here. They were very much prejudiced and they were always ready to give explanation with their false theories. So here in this aphorism, what we did is we saw that antipathic mode of treatment. Antipathic mode of treatment gives us instantaneous relief. Immediately, okay, you get the relief. This he calls them as primary action of the medicine. And then it is followed by secondary action of the remedies. That is, the same symptoms will get aggravated than previous symptoms. This worsens the patient's condition. For this, he gives lot of examples about the primary and secondary action. Few of the small practitioners noticed this, and allopaths did not notice it because they were prejudiced. Let us talk in detail about primary and secondary actions in forthcoming aphorisms. Thank you.